What's good, nephews? It's your favorite unk. Welcome to Scroll 50. I still don't really believe I'm saying that. Scroll 50. And it's only right that this is the first scroll of 2026. That feels symbolic as hell. Before anything else, hit follow on the podcast if you haven't already, and if you can, leave a rating. That little action does more than you think. Alright, it's about 12:30 p.m. I got the vest on. Overcast sky, cold air. And I'm walking. Now I know New Year's was technically yesterday, but nah. My New Year starts today. Because January 1st, it was fucking embarrassing, historically bad. When I tell you I ain't do shit, I mean that literally. My plan was simple. Wake up, go on a walk, be disciplined, start the year right. Instead, I sat on my couch all day watching football. Might have gooned. And listen, Twitter don't get talked about enough in that conversation. They do not warn you about that app. X might be the best and worst thing ever created. There are zero guardrails. Nothing is off limits. You got Grok over there being a freak, digitally undressing women like it's normal. A girl posts a picture, and the replies just say, "Grok, put her in a bikini." My algorithm is absolutely cooked. If you scrolled my feed, you'd see sports news. Stand-up clips, somebody fighting outside a gas station, full-blown porn. Then a graphic video of somebody losing their life. No transition, no warning, just dopamine roulette. They already know how to get me. Every third scroll is a woman with a fat ass. I'd be glued, nigga. They got me leaning forward like I'm watching a thriller. So today I said nah. No X, no Instagram, no TikTok, no screens. I'm walking, I'm working out, I'm letting my brain be bored. Because creators need boredom. That's when the good shit bubbles up. My coach told me something a long time ago that stuck with me forever. The only thing that matters is how you respond. Yesterday was bad. Today doesn't have to be. Man, can I talk college football for a second? Because yeah, I didn't do shit yesterday but sit on the couch and watch games. And I was watching Ole Miss versus Georgia, and I'm just sitting there like, damn. Ole Miss look good as fuck, bro. Not lucky, not fluky. Like, they look like they could really win it all. And that's when my brain went somewhere else. Lane Kiffin. Because if I'm Lane Kiffin, I ain't gonna lie. I low-key want Ole Miss to lose. And I know that sounds crazy, so let me explain it in plain English. Lane Kiffin was Ole Miss's head coach all season long, and left right after the regular season to go be the new head coach at LSU. Big move, big money, big legacy play. But here's the problem. Ole Miss might win a national championship this year, and Lane ain't there. He not on the sideline. He not in the locker room. He not going through these playoff games with them. So if Ole Miss wins it all, Lane Kiffin can't claim that shit. He built the foundation, yeah, but he wasn't there when it got real. And that's where it gets tricky. Because now imagine this. Ole Miss wins the championship, and Lane Kiffin never wins one at LSU. Now what? That's an asterisk on your legacy, bro. That's like being the father who raised the kid, but left right before graduation. Yeah, you taught him how to walk. Yeah, you fed him. Yeah, you shaped him. But when it was time to finish the job, you went to go start over with somebody else. And now that kid you left behind, he about to go to the league. And the new kid you raising might not become shit. That's a nasty feeling. Because now you gotta live with the thought of, damn, maybe I should have stayed just a little longer. And if I'm Lane Kiffin, I'm not even ashamed to say it. I want Ole Miss to lose just enough, so I can say, see? They couldn't do it without me. Because if they win without him, oh my god, they're gonna be on Lane's ass forever. And that's when I realized, this ain't really about football. This is about leaving too early. This is about building something. Then walking away right before it turns the corner. Right before the pressure becomes purpose. Right before the work turns into legacy. And that shit hit me. Because this year for me ain't about starting anymore. This year is about staying. And that Ole Miss game, that was just the messenger. Now as I'm walking, let me say this. It's gloomy as hell outside. I hate this part of the year. The new year don't really start until spring, if we're being honest. This season is built for staying inside and questioning your life. I missed the summer bad. Now listen, I journaled on New Year's Eve instead of partying. At 11:59, while everybody was popping bottles, I was writing, reflecting. 2025 was the most important year of my life. First year I moved out. First year I really had to be an adult. I built deep-fried logic from nothing. I proved consistency to myself. But now that 2025 is over, 2026 is now the most important year of my life. Because doing something once feels good. Doing it again is the test. I've always been good at sprints. 90 days? Easy. But this is a marathon. Another 365 days of showing up, of talking, of thinking out loud, of not disappearing when it gets boring. And that's scary, because consistency is gasoline, but burnout is real. I gotta evolve without locking myself in my own mental jail. And speaking of jails, I still hate my job. My boss texted this morning saying someone couldn't work, then rewrote the entire schedule for the month. Now I'm working days I was supposed to be off. I hate when my time isn't mine. That's what I'm fighting for. Autonomy, ownership over my days, my energy, my life. And that brings me to something that hit me last night. I was checking my hoodie and kept finding white woman hair. And I'm just sitting there like, where the fuck am I? Because growing up, I was a football-playing nigga. Locker rooms, sweat, niggas everywhere. Brotherhood, noise, violence, jokes that would get you canceled today. I thought I was gonna lead men. Thought I'd always be around my people. And now I'm in workplaces full of middle-aged white women, finding their hair on my jackets. That shit felt symbolic. Like, am I drifting? Am I developing right? Am I losing something by not being around black spaces as much? I don't even see black women like that anymore. I don't even interact with niggas the same way. And I love niggas. I really do. But I'm also not a slogan. I'm not a hashtag. I'm not a caricature. I'm pro-black, but I'm also pro-truth. And sometimes truth makes people uncomfortable. Sometimes both sides get ugly. Sometimes humans just show their ass. That don't make me a sellout. That make me observant. And maybe that's what growth feels like. Lonely, confusing, unfamiliar. Growing up, my dad was deeply religious. Like, deep. I'd be in my room at 3 a.m. and hear this nigga downstairs screaming, "Hallelujah!" running through the house like he was being chased by the Holy Ghost. I asked him one day, "Why you be hollering like that?" He looked me dead in my face and said, "A man's supposed to holler." And the older I get, the more that shit makes sense. You ever really hollered, like from your chest, from your soul? I understand that nigga Tarzan now. I get it. There are grown men walking around who have never screamed in their life, never released nothing, just holding everything in until it rots inside them. Every man got an inner beast that needs air. You don't let it out, it turns inward. A man's supposed to holler. Man, I miss my nigga BK, legendary white dude I lived with in college. Whitest nigga you ever met, like law school white. But funny as hell, me and him were polar opposites. But there was mutual respect. We never crossed boundaries, never tested each other, never tried to prove shit. We weren't inseparable, but when we bonded, we bonded. College is crazy like that. Everybody meets at the same crossroads, then scatters into life. I really wonder who that nigga became. Life really be chapters. One thing I really want to do this year is take a trip somewhere. I don't take trips. I don't vacation. Didn't grow up like that. Disney twice in 10 years, and that was it. My last real trip was Atlanta, and I've told this story before. But fuck it. I'm telling it again. Because it makes me feel alive. And my dick may or may not get hard while I tell it. So boom. I met this girl on Hinge, curly-headed, brown skin, fine. President of her sorority. Went to UGA. Bulldogs. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in there. Smart as hell. Medical school ambitions. Played instruments. Nerdy in a sexy way. Which I love because I'm a nerd too. So I go down to Atlanta. We hit the Coulda Been Fest with Drewski. All the Atlanta legends pop out. Old ATL energy everywhere. We vibing. And I'll never forget, walking through Midtown Atlanta. We just looked good together. No cap. Stopped to eat. Talking about chemistry, TV, comedy, life, enlightening each other. We grab drinks, walk down to the State Farm Arena. Concert starts. Hood energy. This was around the time Rich Homie Quan passed. R.I.P. to one of my favorites. They playing his music. I'm lit. We're holding hands. We never crossed the touch barrier until then. Whole day together. I'm thinking, I'm leaving here with something. We get back to her car. I look at her lips. She says, "Don't look at me like that." I say, "Why?" Next thing you know, kissing. Backseat. Somewhere near Georgia Tech campus. Let's just say that car was not stable. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna miss that about my youth. Riding around looking for a spot to freak. I'm turning 25. That's young nigga behavior. I'm still young, but I ain't a YN no more. And listen, I have freaked in some wild places. Movie theaters, alleys, the woods, swimming pools, bathrooms, dressing rooms, cars, trucks, trampolines. We didn't need entertainment as teenagers. Our private parts were the entertainment. One time, and I'll never forget this, I had a trampoline in my backyard. Had a girlfriend at the time. Freakier than me, honestly. I said, "We're gonna have a romantic evening." Romantic to me meant food and quality time. So I go outside with a leaf blower, clear the trampoline, throw a comforter on it. Hit Hattie B's, grab chicken, lay outside watching movies on an iPad. Next thing you know, trampoline shaking. I really hate that my future kids might hear these scrolls one day. Listen, little nigga, just because your dad said it don't mean you do it. Every time I did freaky shit in public, I risked becoming a sex offender. Be smarter than me, young nigga. That was my last real trip. And now my life feels black and white. Work, workout, deep-fried logic. That's it. Last time I felt truly alive was probably bowl games in college. Bowl games ain't for fans, they for players. You endure all season and get rewarded. Peak memories. I need to feel alive again. And listen, if you ever want to feel alive as a man, go talk to a woman you find attractive. Heart racing, hands sweating, adrenaline pumping. That's being alive. Now, heartbreak. I get DMs every day. My girl left me. I don't know what to do. I'm hurting. Listen, nigga. Your brain is coming off a drug. That girl was the drug. She helped you process the world. She's gone. Spell it with me. Gone. Gone, nigga. And there's nothing anyone can say to erase that pain. Your brain will replay memories, romanticize the highs, ignore the problems. That's withdrawal. Don't look back. Looking back will ruin you. This is part of your origin story. Cry. Grieve. Feel it. But don't build a shrine to the past. Your first love always has a place in your heart, but that doesn't mean you go back. Nostalgia lies. Reality doesn't. Move forward. Become better. Channel it into art, into work, into discipline. My first heartbreak unlocked creativity I didn't know I had. Now, shower philosophy. When you first put soap on the towel, and the soap is at maximum concentration, I believe you should hit your problem spots first. Armpits. Ass. Why waste premium suds on your chest? That shit don't stink. Attack the odor while the soap is strongest. Y'all gone say I'm gross, but nigga, think about it. You waste the soapiest moments on your chest and shoulders and shit, then by the time you get to your ass and armpits and the suds are dying. What sense does that make? Ass and armpits deserve the premium suds. That's just science. Anyways, I'm turning 25 in a few days. And honestly, I'm good with it. Like genuinely good. Not coping good. Not fake mature good. I mean settled good. Because when I look back at my early 20s, I don't feel regret. I don't feel like I wasted time. I don't feel like I blinked and missed my life. I found myself. I figured out who I am when nobody's watching. I figured out what I'm good at. I figured out how my mind works. I built a brand from scratch. I stayed consistent when nobody was clapping. I showed up even when the results weren't immediate. And now I look up and it's like, damn, 22,000 nephews. That's not nothing. That didn't happen by accident. That came from reps, from talking when it felt stupid, from posting when it felt pointless, from staying when it would have been easier to disappear. So nah, I didn't waste my early 20s. And that's why I'm not scared of 25. Matter of fact, 25 to 35 is the prime. And we gotta stop acting like it's not. Only people who call you unk are kids, teenagers, niggas who can't even get into the club yet. Niggas who still gotta text their mama when they get home. They don't know nothing about life yet. So why would I let them define what old is? Men don't age like milk. We age like wine. Jawline gets sharper. Body start responding better when you treat it right. Mind get calmer, clearer, more dangerous in a good way. You stop chasing everything and start choosing. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel it happening. I'm entering my sexy phase. Not loud sexy, not try-hard sexy. That grounded, quiet confidence where you know who you are and you don't need approval to move. And if you 21 listening to this panicking like, damn unk, am I behind? Relax, you straight. You still a baby with seasoning. You're supposed to be confused. You're supposed to try shit. You're supposed to mess up a little. That's how you build texture. But listen closely, and this part matters. A lot of niggas give up on their dreams by 25. Not because they failed, but because life starts asking for payment. Bills show up, pressure shows up. People start talking about being realistic. Stability starts sounding sexy. Corporate jobs start whispering promises of safety. And slowly, quietly, dreams get put on a shelf. This is the phase that separates who you really are. This is where you find out if that thing you say you love is real, or just something you like talking about. Because from 25 on, nobody's forcing you anymore. There's no syllabus, no coach, no structure unless you build it yourself. Only tough niggas survive this part. Not loud niggas, not talented niggas, not even smart niggas. Consistent niggas. The ones who keep going when it's boring, when it's quiet, when nobody's watching, when it stops being cute. So yeah, I'm 25 soon. I'm not scared. I'm not behind. I'm not lost. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. This is Scroll 50. Long, messy, honest. Exactly where I'm at. So with that being said, do the right thing. Keep God first. Be a real nigga. And don't stop, because once you stop, your dreams stop. Have a good day or night, nephews. Unc loves ya. And if you want to support the journey, buy a wristband.